Do people who go by doctor need to carry stethoscopes? One writer in the Wall Street Journal seems to think so, at least when it comes to Jill Biden, who has a doctorate in education and calls herself Dr. Jill Biden. In an opinion piece published online on Friday, the author, Joseph Epstein, addressed Dr. Biden as kiddo, and offered her advice on what may seem like a small but I think is a not unimportant matter. Any chance you might drop the doctor before your name? He wrote. Dr. Jill Biden sounds and feels fraudulent, not to say a touch comic. If the reaction from Dr. Biden's spokesman and from legions of women in academia is any indication, the answer is, not a chance. If you have a doctorate in pharmacy or education or biology, it doesn't matter, call yourself a doctor, said Sarah H. Parcak, a professor of anthropology at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, who has a Ph.D. in archaeology from Cambridge University. You worked your rear end off for years to earn that. Shout it from the rooftops, if you want to. It's your right. Dr. Parcak, along with many others, said the suggestion that Dr. Biden not use the honorific was blatantly sexist and emblematic of the way many men question or disparage women's credentials. Some men are so threatened by educated women, said Audrey Trushke, an associate professor of South Asian history at Rutgers University, who called Mr. Epstein's piece a misogynist, self-absorbed screed. On Saturday, she was among a number of women who added doctor to their names on Twitter in solidarity with Dr. Biden. Michael LaRosa, a spokesman for Dr. Biden, called Mr. Epstein's piece a disgusting and sexist attack, and urged the journal to remove it and apologize to Dr. Biden. Mr. Epstein declined to comment for this article. The journal did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Saturday evening. The raw nerve touched by the piece underscored the enduring power of the title, two letters that convey accomplishment, respect and authority. In the 19th century, the title was widely contested, and people were sued for using doctor on calling cards or advertisements if they hadn't graduated from a recognized medical school, according to Naomi Rogers, a professor of the history of medicine at Yale University. When women began graduating from medical schools in the middle of the 19th century, they called themselves doctors, she said. But newspapers and critics gave them a more dismissive title, doctoress, indicating that they were women. Doctor came to be prized as a unisex honorific, Professor Rogers said. That was the word that women MS sought. Professor Rogers, who has a Ph. in history, doesn't often use the title doctor herself, she said, but understands why others with the degree would. I've certainly encountered a number of doctors in my professional life who are uncomfortable using the honorific term drive for anyone who doesn't have an MD, she said.